What does an esthetician who's been practicing for over 4 decades use on her face? Stay tuned and I will show you. Welcome back. I'm Kathie, Aalbu Ruward, with Rising Sun Organic and Beyond 60. And today I'm going to introduce you to what I use on my face. This is my birthday week and I'm going to be 73 years old. So I'm going to do some videos because I want to give you all hope. But I have been, like I said, in this business for over 40 years. And you know, I think back when I started, we didn't have technology. We did the same thing. We used the same products on everybody's face. But I'll tell you, with the road we've been traveling with technology and science, it's so exciting, and that's why I'm still working today. So I'm going to show you a little bit of what has worked for my skin. And you know, a lot of you out there are following me. I have to get comfortable here. Are following me and wondering, okay, what does she use on her skin? And I'm still, with me still practicing, still working on clients every day and seeing what works and doesn't work. That has been so much of my experience. But I'm going to show you what I use. And it's going to be, I've kind of flipped around and show you different products that I use. I will, on my next few videos, I will isolate each product line that I sell and why I would make the decision of putting someone on another product line versus what I'm doing. And you know, I think about where I am at my skin journey. Like I said, I'm almost 73, and it's my responsibility as an esthetician to look like I know what I'm doing. And the first time somebody meets me is they're gonna look at my skin and say, you know, does she know what she's doing? And I see so many estheticians that their skin is horrible. In fact, one works next door, and I just can't believe that she has any clients whatsoever. Oh God, her skin's nasty. But anyway, I'm saying that for a point too. If other estheticians are listening to me, get your own face in order. But let's start out what has worked. I'm going to show you some pictures of my before and after. I think it's, and I took it in 2018, 19, and this morning. And I have not had any fillers. I've had no Botox. I've had no plastic surgery. Of course, I would like a little bit here, but either all or nothing. And I want to show you what has worked for me. What has worked for me once I really started working with stem factors and lines that make repair to the skin. So that's where we're going to start today. I do like everybody else. I do a double wash at nighttime, and I have different cleansers, but I wear makeup and I wear sunscreen. So you do need to get that first layer off. And then I always come back. Usually it's a cream base or an oil base, but I do a double cleanse at night. And then I don't have to follow that in the morning. And sometimes you don't even have to do that. You could just spray your face with some toner or some mineral mist or those kind of things, because those are for hydration. So anyway, the first thing that I do in the morning, again, I've gotten out of the shower, I've cleansed my skin, is I will hydrate it. And I will use mineral mist. I will use, let's see. There's several that I'll list because your skin needs hydration. By using a mineral mist, that's from NeoGenesis, or something from my other lines, which I'll go over, that's going to prepare your enzyme or your stem factor enzyme to go deeper in your skin. You're not just putting it on dry, dull skin. So I'm going to just put some hydration on my skin. And the first thing that I will not go out with, I will not quit using ever, 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 is my recovery from NeoGenesis. And let me explain to you a little bit why I choose NeoGenesis. NeoGenesis was the first product that I started working with before COVID. And I knew at that point, you know, we all went through some strange things. I knew that I had to do something for 4 months. So I started working with this company. I had seen some of my colleagues. I've seen it in their videos. I had seen it. So I thought, you know, I need to give this line a try. So NeoGenesis is a S²RM molecule. And you think, well, what is that? Well, I do have a video down in my description box with Dr. Mark McGuire, who has been in this business. He was at the University of San Diego, and he has been the forefather on enzymes. And he on growth factors and stem cells. So let me say one thing: any cell in your body can turn into a stem factor. What happens is, as we get older and we start, well, we reached 25. That's supposed to be older. We start cutting down about 1% of our blood flow, that's when aging starts. We start losing our collagen. Then when we hit 45, boy, that's when we lose about 30%. So that's when you're going to start seeing this business here. Fat pad loss, lack of collagen, lack of elasticity. So, and you know, I've already gone through this. So how can I repair that? How can I help my clients that are coming in that's going to use something that's going to repair that? And that's when I found NeoGenesis Recovery. And again, it's called S²RM, and it's not stem cells going into your body, you know, like we've seen embryonic stem cell, bone marrow stem cell. This is from adipose tissue, because you want, of all the different stem cells in your body, you want something that's going to be the stem cell that's in the skin. So that's what made so much sense to me from Dr. Mark, that I started using it. And I also started doing my own trials with some clients because I wasn't seeing them. And myself, so that's when I started doing their trials. And I've done their trials for over 5 years. It's been amazing, the repair that we've done. And so that is my absolutely, I will put it up. I do not start the day. And if you look at other estheticians that are doing YouTube channels, they're gonna agree with you, because you've got to look the part. You've got to save and you've got to. First of all, our dermis has gotten so thin, it doesn't hold moisture. So what we're going to do is called, oh gosh, let me think of the name. All right, I can't think of it. I'll have to go back and stick it in there. But we want to teach our skin again how to react like it was when it was a child, when it was a baby, when it could repair from anything. And that's what we need to do. And these are repair. They signal the body to repair. And you're not gonna use one bottle, but what I tell my clients is the first thing you're gonna notice when you're using recovery from NeoGenesis is your hydration. You're going to notice that your skin's not as dry, because what is that doing? It's helping with your transdermal water loss. And so your skin's starting to improve, to react more to the molecule that is signaling to create more stem cell. So that's why, if you, like I said, if you want to know more about the real science, the true science, that video is down in my description box. All right, the second thing I use on my skin is going to be, I use another product line because with my skin, I need fat repair, fat cell repair. And I'm going to put a visual up on there on the fat cells in our face. And you notice that as we're getting in the 40s, this starts dropping and we start getting hollows in our neck, and this starts coming down. And that's fat pad loss. And over the last, I would say, 7-8 years, we've come out with some wonderful products for building that fat pad loss, building back up that fat pad loss. And one of the ingredients that I am, two ingredients that I am obsessed with is, of course, from Korea. And it's the Tova line. It used to be called Scopla. And it's PLLA. And you think, what is PLLA? That's polylactic acid. And to give you a visual of what that is, when you have surgery or have a wound repaired, they put in internal staples or stitches that generate your collagen to heal the body. That's polylactic acid, and it's been around for a long time. They've used it, and I love the results of it. And I've worked with this line from the very beginning, where they only had a couple products in their line, and that's Tova. And so they help really build that fat pad loss. And I've got probably another quite a few clients that have been using it for 5 years and so. And let me say this, most of my clients are late 40s and up. A lot of them in their 80s. So you can pretty well see if something's working right away because you see the damage and how it's responding. So my toner that I use is from PLLA, and it's called, I have to put my glasses on sometimes, so you guys got to bear in here with me. And I use this every morning, and it is the PILLEO Skin Prep. And this is it's a foam. I take one bit and work it in and this is putting PLLA into my skin. It's preparing, and let me explain why NeoGenesis recovery and PLLA, the products, and the HEVATOX they're going in your hair follicle. That hair follicle is going into your dermis. So if you're putting it over something, you always want to go thin to thickest when you're putting on your serums, no matter which ones you wear. So I'm just working this in. It's hydrating, so it's going to be a great result. And yes, I could use my recovery at this point. I've just been using my recovery as first thing every morning, and I only use it once a day. I've been using it long enough. So that is my toner, and it's hydrating the skin. You can see the difference between the two. It's helping with my pigmentation. They also have, and I skipped over this, but they've also come out, this is brand new, and this is their new cleanser, and I use this too. And because it's only been out maybe 4 or 5 weeks now, so I started using it in my room and also at home, and I will take off the first bit. Or sometimes I'll use like an oil or a cream to get all my makeup off, and then I'll go over in this because it's going to put that polylactic acid in it. So after that, I can do two things. And again, this is going back into, but every morning I will use my caviplla. Caviplla has an oxygenation that goes into it. And what this does, it puts caviar and the PLLA, but it's part of a serum too. And I'm going to show you what it does. I'm going to put about, 4 or 5 drops, okay? And I'm going to put it on this hand. And I want you to see what this does. And this is what it's going to do if you're applying it properly in the morning. And so let's see what it's going to do. Okay, it is, you can see it turning white. You can feel it going into your pores. So I let that set a while, because let it get in there and do its track. Because not only, again, it's going through the hair follicle, but it's upstarting all those other serums that we put on too. So this is and then I will sometimes use one of my tools, my facial tools, like my, I don't have it in here right now, my Time Master Pro, to really work that in. And I want it. And when you're working with your serums, don't rub them like creams, work them in like this. So this is kind of just, and when I'm putting them on, I always, both of them, because I want enough to go all the way up here, because this is where we first start looking weird. So, and it's just showing our age. So I will change hands every morning so they can start, because I've got that pigmentation, but I don't have real old looking hands like you would see on someone at my age. So that's the second one. I can always, most of the time, I don't need, okay, I have something else here I need to show you. So give me just a second. The second thing that I add is my vitamin C. And I have, hang on, let me grab. I rotate between my vitamin C's because I've never been able to use retinol, the Retin-A that comes from your doctor or you buy in Mexico or whatever. It's always been very, very irritating, and it would seep into my eyes, and it was just never. I had terrible acne when I was younger, and so technology's come a long way, and you don't have to use that. You don't want to use something that's so inflammatory to your skin, and I'm all about non-inflaming my skin. So the first thing that I use, one of the vitamin C's, is from it's Catalyst, and it's a line by OSMOSIS Beauty, and you're going to see me do a whole series on this with internals too, and I will go through each product. But this is the vitamin C that I use, but it's got a patented, and you also see it called in the retail AC11, but with black packaging, this can only be sold by a licensed doctor or an esthetician. It can't be sold online. So if you were interested in this, you would have to call me direct. And then we would just talk a little bit about what you're using and how you would use it. But it is got tyroxylene, it's got the patent on it. And I have used this line for, I'm getting close to 12 years now, and just getting the updated MD line just recently. So that's my vitamin C. Now I have other vitamin C's. I've got vitamin C's from Yonka, which is another line of mine. I got vitamin C from Photozyme. I've got vitamin C from Korea. So I kind of, because I'm testing things for my clients, I will do a rotation, and which makes a big difference. I want to see if it's going to irritate my skin, because my skin is so sensitive. So anyway, that's what I use. I hardly, after I get done with my caviplla, and sorry about that, I had a crash. I always forget that I have my mic on, and so I'll reach for something, and then my phone falls off my my recording device. So back to what I was talking about. I really don't need a lot of moisturizer. I will use the moisturizer. There's several different ones from NeoGenesis. There is the Intensive Moist, which is very economical. There's the Light, and then you can use their Mineral Mist for people with more oilier skin. And then over the top of that, you can use your barrier repair. And you've heard me talk about that several times, that, you know, 95% of the people that come in here have a microbiome problem, either in their stomach and their skin. So I have to fix that sensitivity, that redness in the face, before I start working on anything deep. So, but I will go more on these lines, so you can understand whether or not the whole thing. So I just wanted to show you what I use on my skin, what works on my old mug here. So so I will use either the Intensive Moist. I might put on some barrier cream. I will use the Tova has the Cell Mist, which has the PDRN, which is the PDRN, which is snail. I know what I'm trying to say, that the filtrate, because you know Korean and Europe has used that forever, and that's just a repair, and so I use a lot of that. It's called PDRN. I have it in all my moisturizers, and then salmon filtrate. Actually, it's salmon slime, but it's so healing to the skin. So that's exactly, and at nighttime, what I do is I will, again, do a double cleanse, and I don't use my recovery at night, but I will use my retinol of choice. And my retinol of choice that I don't have problems with is from OSMOSIS also. Or I've been working with, the last 4 months, the new Is Clinical, and that has worked beautiful on my face. And I've just switched to the higher power one. So that is my vitamin A, and that's what I use at night. And usually my moisturizer at night is there'll be different ones, either the one from Scopla or from Tove, or I will use it from Yonka, their Phyto 52 that has 12% rosemary in it. And that really regenerates during your circadian rhythms when your skin is regenerating at night. So that's what and what I do on my skin, and I'm not as good as some people are, but I use my Time Master Pro to drive these deeper in. The other product that I use, and I don't even have it with me right now, is from Tove, and it is called HEVATOX. And HEVATOX is Korea's transdermal neurotoxin. And this was developed about 16 years ago. They've got the patent on this. And they've came out with HEVATOX pads. You've got a HEVATOX serum. And what I'll use the HEVATOX on is the areas that normal people would have Botox, because it's a transdermal one. And so, because I had Botox once and it was awful. And, I just lost my whole eye. It just kind of shut down. So it just scared me. But it really helps. And you can see I don't have a lot of lines. It's really made the difference in underneath my eyes. And in this area here. And I will put the HEVATOX serum either twice a day on those areas because it's going to tighten that muscle. And they also have come out with a new, one for your eyes, HEVATOX, that's going to just really tighten this up. And again, back to NeoGenesis, they've got the best repair, and that's usually the one. I do a rotation with my clients on what eye serums they're going to use, so we can hit everything from puffiness to redness to brownness to lines and wrinkles and to lifting. And so, but I will use usually those two together, one in the morning and one at night. But anyway, I wanted to go over what I use and what has worked for me. And again, I'm going to show you my before and afters. So if you like my station, you can tell what era I'm from. If you like my channel, I want you to subscribe and hit the bells up, because I know I've been vacant for the last couple months, but I'm going to have a lot coming up. I'm trying to do shorter ones. And I had promised you on my last video that I was going to take you into my treatment room, which I'm going to do. But I wanted to give you a breakdown of what products I sell in my business and why I sell them and what is going to make the difference on what I put a person on. And I've kind of talked to you about reading the face and looking at their products that they're using, see what their problem is, you know, what is bothering them. That's what's really, you know, I can tell you what to do, but what bothers you? And again, you know, of course, this is all this, but I'm like I always say, I'm a dog with a bone on technology and white paper. And we just don't have it in the United States. We don't have a lot of products that actually can change the DNA of our skin. So don't forget to subscribe, give me a bell, and please leave me a comment. I have a problem with people leaving comments, but you know, it would be so great if people would leave a comment and give me a scenario of what their problems are. Then I could answer them back, and that would give you so much more knowledge too on this. So if there's anything that you would like to talk to me about, just go to my website, www.risingsunorganic.com, and send me a direct message. We can set up a Zoom call. But thank you so much for joining me today.